Welcome to another episode of me calling you out for your own good. I'm your host, someone who's made every mistake I'm about to describe and lived to tell the tale? Barely. Today we're talking about the 9 ways you're probably destroying your own happiness, at the same time convincing yourself you're just being reasonable. Think of this as an intervention. Except instead of your family, it's just me, a camera, and the crushing weight of self-awareness. Sign number 1. You're a perfectionist, which is just anxiety in a 3-piece suit. You know who you are. You're the person who rewrites emails 17 times before sending them, then immediately regrets hitting send anyway. You're like a chef who burns the kitchen down trying to make the perfect omelet. The house is gone, but hey, at least that egg would have been flawless. Trying to be perfect is like building a house of cards in a wind tunnel, a pointless effort with guaranteed collapse. Sure, it's theoretically possible, but why are you doing this to yourself? Normal people would just find another parking spot, but you don't. You'd rather spend 3 hours adjusting your mirrors than admit maybe this isn't the spot. The really twisted part is you think this makes you better than everyone else. Wrong. It makes you the person who shows up to a casual barbecue with a perfectly coordinated outfit, then stands in the corner criticizing everyone else's potato salad. Meanwhile, everyone else is having fun, and you're wondering why you feel so disconnected. Spoiler alert, it's because you're treating life like a performance review. Sign number 2. Procrastination, the art of turning 5-minute tasks into multi-week anxiety festivals. You're not lazy, you're just creatively avoiding responsibility. You'll deep clean your entire house and organize your sock drawer by color and texture. Maybe learn a new language on Duolingo. Anything except the one thing you actually need to do. Procrastination is like being afraid of taking a shower, so you spray yourself with increasingly expensive body sprays. Now you smell like a walking bath and Bodyworks explosion. You're not clean, you're just temporarily masking the problem with vanilla bourbon nonsense. The worst part is you've convinced yourself you work better under pressure. No, you don't. You work in a blind panic fueled by coffee and regret. That's not the same thing. That's like saying you drive better with your eyes closed because you're more focused on the feel of the road. Sign number 3. Toxic independence, also known as being so self-reliant you've accidentally become a hermit. You refuse help like it's a personal insult. Someone offers to carry your groceries. You act like they just questioned your ability to function as a human being. You're the person who moves apartments alone with a hand truck and sheer determination. And later you wonder why you threw out your back. This isn't strength, it's stubbornness with a marketing degree. You're like a one-person circus act. Except instead of being impressive, you're just exhausting to watch. You've turned asking for help into some kind of moral failing, as if accepting assistance means you're weak instead of, normal. The really sad part is you're missing out on connections because you're too proud to be vulnerable. You're like someone who refuses to use GPS because they want to figure it out themselves, then spends 3 hours driving in circles, getting increasingly frustrated, while everyone else has arrived at the party and is having a great time without you. Sign number 4. People-pleasing. It's the exhausting performance art of trying to be everything to everyone while being nothing to yourself. You're the human equivalent of a Swiss Army knife. Except that instead of being useful, you're just spread too thin. Constantly stressed about which tool someone might need next. You can't say no to anything. Someone asks you to help them move on your one free weekend. You say yes, even though you had plans to finally address your own mental health. You're like a restaurant that serves every cuisine but does none of them well. You're the Thai, Italian, Mexican, Chinese fusion place that makes everyone slightly uncomfortable. The twisted logic here is you think if you just do enough for other people, they'll love you. Wrong again. They'll just expect more. You've trained everyone in your life to see you as a resource, not a person. Congratulations! You've gamified your own relationships and somehow made yourself the NPC. Sign number 5. Overthinking. The mental equivalent of chewing the same piece of gum for 6 hours. You take every interaction, every decision, every sideways glance. You run it through your internal anxiety processor, Until you've created 17 different worst-case scenarios, none of which are remotely realistic. Someone doesn't text you back immediately and suddenly you're convinced they hate you. They're planning to fire you. They're moving to another country to escape your presence. You're like a detective, but instead of solving crimes, you're creating mysteries where none exist. You've turned casual conversation into forensic analysis. The really exhausting part is you think this makes you more prepared for life. It doesn't. It makes you the person who brings an umbrella to a desert. Because it might rain. You're not prepared, you're just paranoid with a day planner. If this feels like a personal attack, relax. It's one I deliver weekly. Go ahead, subscribe. Misery loves company. Sign number 6. Emotional eating. Using food as a therapist who never talks back. You're not hungry. You're just trying to fill an emotional void with carbs and regret. You know the drill. Bad day at work? That means ice cream for dinner. Relationship stress? Say hello to your pizza delivery soulmate. You've made food your emotional support system. But you're not dealing with your feelings, you're just numbing them with fridge contents and takeout menus. It's like fixing a leaky roof by putting bigger buckets underneath. The roof is still broken, you just have a bucket collection now. The really twisted part is you feel guilty about it afterward. It just creates more emotions to eat away. You've created an emotional Ouroboros. Instead of a mystical snake, it's just you, a bag of chips, and a spiral of self-loathing. Sign number 7. Comparing yourself to others on social media. It's comparing your behind-the-scenes footage to everyone else's highlight reel. You scroll through Instagram, looking at people's carefully curated lives, wondering why your Tuesday morning looks like a disaster movie compared to their apparently perfect existence. You're seeing someone's vacation photos and wondering why your life isn't that exciting. You completely forget that you're only seeing 30 seconds of their entire year. You're like someone who watches a movie trailer and wonders why their life isn't that action-packed. Completely ignoring the fact that trailers are specifically designed to show only the most exciting parts. The really pathetic part is you know this is all fake. But you do it anyway. You're willingly participating in your own manipulation. You're like someone who buys a lottery ticket knowing the odds, except instead of potentially winning money, you're guaranteed to lose self-esteem. Sign number 8. Staying in situations that drain you because you're afraid of change. You're like someone who complains about their broken air conditioner but won't call a repair person. You're concerned if the new one isn't as good as the old one when it was working. The old one isn't working. That's the point. You stay in jobs that make you miserable and relationships that exhaust you. You also keeping friendships that are more work than joy. It's all because the unknown seems scarier than the known terrible. You've convinced yourself that misery is better than uncertainty. It's like saying you'd rather have a broken leg than risk walking and potentially stubbing your toe. The really tragic part is you think this makes you loyal or dedicated. It doesn't. It makes you the person who's afraid to leave a burning building because you might get rained on outside. Sign number 9. Neglecting your mental health while obsessing over everyone else's. You research the perfect gift for someone's birthday for 3 weeks, but can't remember the last time you did something nice for yourself. You're like a mechanic who fixes everyone else's car, but drives around in a vehicle held together with duct tape and hope. You notice when other people seem stressed and immediately offer support, but you miss your own red flag until you're crying in the cereal aisle of the grocery store. You're the person who tells everyone else to take care of themselves while you're running on caffeine and stubbornness. Look, if these signs are actually affecting your mental health or relationships, maybe talk to a therapist or counselor. No judgment, just a suggestion from someone who's been there. The really ironic part is you probably clicked on this video because you already knew you were doing these things. You're like someone who Googles their symptoms, finds out they're dying, then Googles more symptoms to confirm they're dying. You're not dying, you're just human. Humans are really good at making things harder than they need to be. The truth is, we're all just stumbling around, trying to figure out how to be happy while accidentally stepping on our own feet. Some of us are just better at pretending we know what we're doing. The rest of us make YouTube videos about it and hope someone relates enough to hit the like button. So, there you have it. 9 ways you're probably sabotaging your own happiness while thinking you're just being reasonable. Tomorrow, you'll probably do most of these things again because changing is hard and old habits die hard, especially when those habits involve avoiding the very thing that might actually help you feel better. But hey, now you know you're doing it. That's self-awareness. It feels like progress. Until you realize the prize is more things to worry about.